Bon starts up top. It's a cross-capital clash in the Cup. At the Valley, it's Charlton against QPR.
Luton won the League Cup in 1988, beating Arsenal 3-2 in a thriller. They host
Lewis right are the wing-backs, with Waite, Wilmot and Bowen in the midfield. Loney, Zimber and Collins lead the line. It's Luton.
Mark Hughes won the League Cup with 3 different clubs as a player. No joy as a manager yet, though. His Bradford take on Hull City at Valley Parade in front of TalkSport Ian Danta.
Yes, and it's a decade since the Bantams began a League Cup campaign that saw them reach the Wembley final, which they then lost to
by Russ and Custom at the time to go through for a single. Messages also the fact that Cricket South Africa have a majority stake in the tournament is a good thing. I worry that down the line that's no longer going to be the case. So the owners are going to get the final say, not Cricket South Africa. That's my concern.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens with the TV rights as well. Is there traditionally a bidding war for TV rights in South Africa?
No, not really.
No, that's what Empire was saying. Basically, SuperSport buy it and no one else competes.
It's a monopoly.
Well, I reckon the Indians will be keen on showing it in India.
Home team. Ipswich against Colchester here at Portman Road.
Just 13 miles between Bolton and Salford. They meet at the Unibowl, watched by TalkSport's Graham Beecroft.
Yes, and Salford fans can get on a train virtually outside their ground and jump off virtually outside Bolton Wanderers ground. Bolton and Salford have made identical starts to the season, albeit one club has done so in League One and the other in League Two. The 4 points Bolton have collected from a draw and a win puts them third. Salford's home win and Saturday's draw means they're 7th in League Two. Unbeaten in their last 6 home games, Bolton will want to maintain the upbeat feeling surrounding the club, and Ian Evatt will want to improve on a personal record which he describes as useless and has seen him fail to win as a manager in the FA Cup or the League Cup inside 90 minutes. Bolton 8 changes, Dixon in goal. Across the back it's Jones, Ameson, Lee and Johnson. In midfield Sadlier, Thomason and John, and up front Kachunga and Budvarsson. Salford 4 changes, King in goal. Across the back Bolton, Leek, Vassell and Burko. In midfield McElhaney, Lund, Watt, Lowe, and up front Thomas Asante and big Matt Smith. Bolton against Salford at the Unibowl.
Now this one has been a regular non-league fixture in recent seasons, both now in League Two. Harrogate take on Stockport at the Environment Stadium. Here's TalkSport's Mark Wilson.
Yeah, 1 win and 1 loss for Harrogate. So from the heavy loss at Crewe at the week, they start with Jameson in goal. A back 3 of Welsh, Hayes, Ferguson and Richards. It's Thompson, Osterfield, Dooley and Headley across the middle, with Daly and Muldoon operating just behind Illis-Samney up top. 9 changes for County, still seeking their first win back in the Football League. They've got the Liverpool loanee Vic Yaros in goal, making his debut. It's Brown, Johnson and Lewis in the back 3. Evans, Camps, Crosdale and Crankshaw across the middle, with Hippolyte and Newby in support of Connor Jennings, who leads the line. At the Environment Stadium, it's Harrogate Town against Stockport County.
So we'll switch from Carabao Cup to Champions League because Rangers need a miracle from Morelos at Ibrox. They're 2 down to Belgian side Union Saint-Gilloise. Watched by TalkSport's David Tanner.
And on the bench, number 9, Antonio Cholak, who knocked Rangers out with 2 goals here at Ibrox for Malmo this time last year. He starts up top. Ryan Kent also missed the first leg. He returned to training yesterday and starts on the left wing. Scott Arfield comes into midfield to add some dig. Union, unsurprisingly, are unchanged from last week's 2-0 win in Belgium. In their back three, Adrian, they have Christian Burgess, formerly of Portsmouth, and Petersburg, and Ross Sykes, who joined from Accrington Stanley. They're not a Champions League side, and with £40 million at stake, this one is massive for Rangers. Rangers v Union, St Gilloise kicks off at 7:45.
Keep you in touch with that. They just kicked off in the Carabao Cup first round. Shrewsbury taking on Carlisle. Goalless yet. That was at 7:30. The rest are 7:45. Round the grounds with all the goals on Talk Sports. On Talk Sport 2, it will be commentary of Mansfield against Derby.
Kick-off on Talk Sport with Ladbrokes. Are you in? Let's go. Play at ladbrokes.com. 18 plus begambleaware.org.
At Howdens, we're bang on the money. We've got trade quality kitchens for every style and budget. Available without delay. With a huge range of worktops, flooring, appliances and a free expert design service, we have everything you need to get the job done. And we won't be beaten on price. Make the most of our free design service and see why we're the UK's #1 trade kitchen supplier at howdens.com. Howdens. Bang on the money. View our price promise at howdens.com. Excludes online-only competitors. Trade customers only.
At Arnold Clark, we know finding the best deal on your next car can be tough. That's why we always guarantee the best used car deals in the UK. And if you buy a used car right now, we'll give you a free service plan on top. So, while costs are going up everywhere else, we're taking care of your servicing costs for the next 2 years. Find your next car and see our guarantee at arnoldclark.com.
People ask me why I'm always installing Samsung Aircon. Well, take their wind-free range. Its clever tech spreads cool air evenly around the room, keeping you cool.
for sure with all the action across the board.
I love a night like tonight. So many games. There's going to be so many goals, loads of drama as well. You might go into it thinking it's only the first round of the Carabao Cup, but things will happen for sure. Talk to me about the Yorkshire Derby. Bradford taking on Hull. A lot of Hull fans, as we've just heard, have travelled across Yorkshire to get to Bradford for this one.
Yeah, so there's two divisions separating these sides, so naturally enough, Hull, they're the favourites at 11 to 8, which I think is good value. I nearly would have expected them to have been odds on, as they've got plenty of quality to call upon. They've had a positive start to their championship campaign, picking up 4 points. They're fifth in the table, but there has been money for the draw, Adrian, at 9 to 4, and even Bradford, they're shortening up. So there's mixed views here. I guess Hull, they're very much going to be keeping an eye on that big game against Norwich at the weekend, and then they've got 2 more league games in quick succession after that. Bradford, if you fancy them, they're 19 to 10, but their start of the season doesn't give me a reason to back them. That goalless draw and then beaten by Barrow on Saturday, and I think Mark Hughes, since he's taken over, their home record, of course, has been pretty poor as well. I'm going to stick my neck in the line and call this 2-1 win for Hull, which our traders make 15 to 2, and Hull to win and both teams to score looks a big price as well at 7 to 2.
Yeah, Bradford equalised in injury time and then conceded to Barrow to lose at the weekend, so they need to stay sharp for the whole 96 minutes or however long it takes. What about the London Derby in the Cup tonight? Charlton taking on QPR.
Yeah, this should be a cracker, Adrian. I don't think it's going to be straightforward. QPR 6 to 5 favourites to book their spot in the second round. They're coming into this off the back of a very hard-fought win against Middlesbrough, which has, I suppose, kicked them into gear now. Charlton, they made a good start to the season. You wouldn't be writing them off here, and I think they're going to be confident after beating Derby 1-0 at the weekend. If you do fancy them for the win, we make them 11th. They are starting to drift. There's plenty of money knocking about for the draw, which is 23 to 10 right now, but I think QPR is going to nick it. They've got more quality on their side. 1-0 QPR is favourite scoreline with us at 7 to 1.
What about Norwich Birmingham? There must be a lot of interest in this one.
Yeah, Norwich, they're the strong favourites here, as you'd probably expect. They're 8 to 15. And although, they haven't started the season as well as they would have liked, it's early days, and they have got a very strong record against Birmingham. They'll be looking at an unbeaten run against them to 8, so that's a big factor in this. And Birmingham, they've had a better start to the season, but they're 5 to 1 here to stay in the competition. I think they will, no doubt, they're going to concede a few as well. So we expect both teams to score at 4 to 5. 2-1 Norwich stands out to me though at 13 to 2.
What about Rangers? 2 down from that first leg. They've got it all to do.
This is a huge night, as everyone knows. I've been listening to the show this evening, and you can just feel the tension in the air. To keep their champions' hopes alive, they're 21 to 10 to qualify right now. Those odds have been slashed since this morning. There's so much patriotic support knocking about for Rangers right now. But as I said, the Belgians bringing 2 goal advantage with them, so the pressure really is on. I think they're going to be looking to score early and then try and turn this tie around, but with that home crowd, it should inspire them. We should see a different side to the one we saw in Belgium. In terms of the match betting, they're 4 to 6, USD 19 to 5, and the draw 5 to 2. This game could go all the way, though. We could get a bit of extra time, and they're 16 to 1 to win in extra time, maybe even penalties.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me that actually the crowd could make a big difference. What about the other Champions League action? PSV Monaco should be a cracker, shouldn't it? Yeah,
I think it's underway now, just started, but we're expecting another really closely fought game after the 1-1 draw in Monaco. PSV slight favourites here at 5 to 4 in the match betting, and they've started their season in flying form. They're scoring left, right and centre, and Monaco, they're coming here in good form as well. So 2 strong attacking sides. I think it's going to be a really exciting game. I think we're going to have goals galore, and over 2.5 goals is odds on at 8 to 13. A special, I think, that stands out, both teams to score over 2.5 goals of either side to win. That's 5 to 4, and that I think looks a nice price.
Nicola, thanks very much. That was a look at the latest odds with Ladbrokes. Play at ladbrokes.com. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
Odds update on Talk Sport with Ladbrokes. Are you in? Let's go. Play at ladbrokes.com. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
Well, we're about, less than 5 minutes away from at the Kassam Stadium. Oxford's taking on Swansea. It's League One against Championship. The away fans directly opposite us. They're in 1/3 of that side of the ground. They're in shade largely, a lot of them. A few Welsh flags, the Dragons flags on the seat stand. And away to our right, the Oxford fans are completely drenched in sunshine. It's yellow sunshine, and they're all wearing yellow Oxford shirts, as well as the officials and dignitaries make their way out before the officials for the game, match officials, and the two teams make their way out, and the fans applaud as well. You always want to win a game. Doesn't matter what a manager says, you always want to win a game, no matter where they prioritise their season, be it league or cup. None of them want to lose a game. Let's go to Perry Groves at Portman Road. Ipswich Town have never won the League Cup. It's about time they did win something.
Well, Kieran McKenna was obviously, it's not a list at the top of his priorities, even making 10 changes. You said about, players always want to win games and managers do. Look in the Colts United team, you've got 4 ex-Ipswich players, Chambers, Eastman, Scoos and Nubley. So you can bet your life they're coming back to Portman Road. They'll want to win this game. So this will be ultra competitive. I'd expect Ipswich to have sort of the majority of the possession, because we've just seen the pitch being watered, the grass is nice and short. We talked about the McKenna ball, Ipswich like to play the fast-paced sort of passing game. So it'll be interesting to see how brave Colts United will be on the counter-attack.
And Corny Swimmerkirk is at Luton Newport. We mentioned before Newport had lost at the weekend, but if you look at all the stats for the game, Newport 0, Walsall 1. They dominated all aspects of the game. This is where a manager says to his players, well, you're doing the right things, you just need to finish it off. And actually, James Rowberry might have said to those players, Luton 11 changes, they're there for the taking. Show me what you can do. It's up to the players now, Courtney.
Yeah, rightly so. When they get on a pitch, it's up to them. There's only so much a manager can do, and as you say, it's one of those football cliches, but you've got to believe in the process when you're doing the right things, when the stats are going your way with the possession and how you want to play. Sometimes you just need that bit of luck to get you going. So, like I say, they'll be trying just to believe in those process and make sure that you're doing the right things, and eventually the results will come.
Well, one game in this Carabao Cup first round is already underway, and there's already been a goal 13 minutes in to the 7:30 kickoff. Shrewsbury Town 0, Carlisle United 1. That's League One Shrewsbury trailing at home to League Two Carlisle United. Ryan Edmondson has got the goal on 13 minutes. Shrewsbury 0, Carlisle United 1. As we get ready for kickoff, let me tell you what's coming up the rest of the week. Tomorrow night, just like it was tonight on TalkSport 2 with kickoff, we get underway at 6 p.m. If you weren't listening to us on TalkSport 2 at 6 p.m, then you missed a live interview with Russell Martin, the Swansea manager, explaining Martin Ball and all the possession that they have and what he wants to do with that football. And we also heard from Carl Robinson, the Oxford manager, as well, basically loving football and how much beautiful football is being played in so many different forms these days. Good insight into what both managers have going on in their heads as the season gets underway. We kick off at 6 tomorrow night on TalkSport 2. I'll be taking you around the grounds on TalkSport, and on TalkSport 2 there will be a live commentary of Sheffield Wednesday against Sunderland. We have got underway here at the Kassam Stadium in the sunshine, the shadows lengthening as League One Oxford take on Championship Swansea, who were winners of this cup 9 years ago. So we will bring you updates around the grounds, all the goals as they go in tonight on TalkSport. Over on TalkSport 2 right now, they've just got underway at the one call. Mansfield taking on Derby. Live commentary on TalkSport 2. Just download the TalkSport app for free, and you can swipe between the two stations. You're listening to Kickoff on TalkSport with Ladbrokes. Play at ladbrokes.com. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
Kickoff on TalkSport with Ladbrokes. Are you in? Let's go. Play at ladbrokes.com. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
This is Sam from Swanley. Hi guys. Sam is one of our brilliant McDonald's business managers.
Oh, thank you.
He runs a successful restaurant, inspires his team, delivers for the business, and makes sure his customers have a great time every time. And get this, he's only 23.
Actually, I'm only 22.
22? And I'm sure if you ask him, Sam would say he's only just getting started.
You're just getting started.
See? Let's build careers together at mcdonalds.co.uk/jobs.
Today this could be the greatest day of our lives.
The unbeatable sale is now on at Go Outdoors with up to 60% off all departments, including tents, bikes, clothing and more. With members card £5. T's and C's apply. Go Outdoors. Unbeatable.
Oh no. Now what do I do? Go left. Indicators on. Go left. At the next junction. Go left. C-zone. Go left. Go left. Out the passenger door.
If your car breaks down on the motorway, remember one thing. Go left. Search Go Left. National Highways.
You go to place a bet this season, it pays to start with Odds Checker. Compare odds on ACCAs, boosts and more from over 25 bookies in one place, so you never miss out on the best value. Choose from the best lineup in betting at oddschecker.com. Over 18s only. BeGambleAware.org.
Get connected to Classic Afternoon Radio with Hawksby and Jacobs on Talk Sport with EE. Join the sharpest strike partnership in sports broadcasting for on-target team talk and precision punditry that's always close to the funny bone. Plus, get a roundup of Talk Sport's biggest bloopers, blunders and belly laughs in the legendary clips of the week. Hawksby and Jacobs tomorrow from 1 on Talk Sport with EE. Don't miss any of the match. Connect 100 devices in your home with EE's full fibre broadband powered by BT. Limited availability. Check coverage at ee.co.uk.
Straightforward, straight talking, and straight to the point.
What a start!
Kick-off.
What a goal!
On Talk Sport.
It is kick-off on Talk Sport, taking you round the grounds, bringing you all the goals as they go in. A busy night of Carabao Cup first round action, and of course that Champions League tie between Rangers and Union Saint-Gilloise. That is goalless at the moment, 2-0 to the Belgians on aggregate. Just the one goal to tell you about in the Cup so far, the 7:30 kick-off. It's Shrewsbury 0, Carlisle United 1. Let's take you round the grounds, early stages here at the Kassam Stadium. Alongside me for the evening, Alex Crook.
4 minutes gone, it's still Oxford 0, Swansea 0. You interviewed Russell Martin, and we're talking about Martin Bull over on Talk Sport 2 before kick-off, but it's League One Oxford who have dominated possession in the early exchanges here. Carl Robinson's side passing it around very confidently indeed. No chances for either side, but Russell Martin has just come out, the Swansea manager, to the edge of his technical area just to relay some instructions. I think he'll probably, be asking for a bit more urgency from his team because they haven't really started yet.
Well, it's interesting because the 3-0 against Blackburn at the weekend, as he said, there were individual mistakes that led to those counter-attacking goals, and it didn't matter the possession stats, the goal stats were everything. There was a moment just on the edge of his own box where a Swansea player just completely misread a pass, took his eye off it, and the ball ran onto an Oxford player. Lucky to get away with it, Swansea, but they can't afford those lapses in concentration. Otherwise, Carl Robinson, as we heard, has done his homework. He knows how Swansea play. He knows he can capitalise on any mistakes like that.
Yeah, lots of respect between the two managers as well. I think that came across in your interviews with both of them. What we have had in these early moments is a contender, in my eyes, for one of the tackles of the season so far. James Hendry in the centre circle absolutely cleaned out Joe Fulton, won the ball. Here's the chance for Oxford in the penalty area though, and it goes across the face of goal. Billy Bogan it was from the corner of the 6-yard box after the ball had been whipped in from this right hand side. Probably Bowden should have worked the goalkeeper. His first touch was good, his shot was poor.
I think one of the problems Oxford have got is they don't have a natural goal scorer. Matty Taylor is that man, but he hasn't been banging in the goals recently, so that's a big problem that they've got to solve. I'm actually intrigued at the other end. There will be some pressure at some point on Ed McGinty, the youngster in the Oxford goal. He came in as third choice just a few weeks ago, grew up in Ireland, was playing for Sligo and was going to be sent out on loan, but he went in to see Carl Robinson, said to him, I'm better than the two keepers you've got.
Confident lad.
Yeah. He's a little bit crazy as well. He's a throwback. He reminds Carl Robinson.
I tell you what, he's handled it outside the goal. Doesn't look the tallest actually from up here, McGinty, but there are 4 white-shirted Swansea players stood over the ball. One of them is Harry Darling up from centre-back. I wonder if he's going to try and whack this low and hard, Darling.
Don't call me darling, but he scored an absolute beauty on the first weekend of the season. He is capable, even though you're right, it's right on the edge, inside the D.
Well, will it be Darling? In fact, it's steered into the bottom corner by Jay Fulton. That is a terrific free kick. Darling, well, he deceived us in the press box. Maybe he deceived McGinty as well. There was another Swansea player who ran over the ball, and then Jay Fulton with a right foot curler low along the ground into the bottom left-hand corner. And with 8 minutes gone, it's Swansea of the Championship who take the lead. And you have to say, bearing in mind where the free kick came from, that goes down as a mistake by the young goalkeeper. Came rushing out of his goal, gave away the free kick for handball. That is a great strike from Fulton right into the left corner. It's Oxford 0, Swansea 1.
Well, I said learning experience for this young keeper. I mean, he's had a learning experience in the last 2 minutes. Don't come charging out unless you're absolutely sure you can get it close. But it should have been too close, really. Maybe his wall wasn't right. Maybe his position behind the wall wasn't right. They'll be looking at that. They'll be reviewing that. But big 2 minutes for the young goalie, Ed McKinty. And Swansea lead here by 1-0. You heard it live on Talk Sport. Let's head to Carrow Road and get the latest there with Jeff Peters.
8 minutes gone, it's Norwich 0, Birmingham 0. It's been a bright start, both sides making a number of changes. 10 for Norwich, 7 for Birmingham, 6 full debutants, 3 apiece. Neither goalkeepers really had a lot to do. Hugh and flank as he got down to the byline, and the goalkeeper Etheridge couldn't quite get to it, but there was nobody there from a Norwich attacking perspective who was able to profit. The ball just bouncing around the edge of the Birmingham penalty area at the moment. They can't get it away, and in the end it goes back to Etheridge, and he will be able to clear. It's Norwich 0, Birmingham 0.
Well, Oxford just went through and had a chance but didn't manage to equalise. Still Swansea 1 up here at the Kassam Stadium. Let's head to the Cardiff City Stadium with TalkSport's Lawrence Mora.
Well, it's Cardiff 0, Portsmouth 0. We've got 8 minutes on the clock here in front of a very, very small crowd at the Cardiff City Stadium. 2 chances, 1 for each side. Joe Pigott for the visitors. First of all, pouncing on the ball on the right-hand side of the penalty area. It just bobbled in front of him, and his shot got away really well, but it was saved by Olnwick and tips around the post. And at the other end, it was Cardiff's Joe Rules firing a shot in from around about 20 yards. It skidded low, but just past the near post and into the side netting. Some of the Cardiff fans on the far side thinking it had gone in, but with 9 minutes on the clock, it remains Cardiff 0, Portsmouth 0.
Huddersfield 0, Preston North End 1 in the Carabao Cup first round on loan from Spurs. Troy Parrott's got the goal on 6 minutes. Preston under Ryan Lowe, back-to-back 0-0 draws to kick off their season. Huddersfield have had 2 defeats in their 2 games. It's Huddersfield 0, Preston 1. What's going on at the Mazuma Stadium? TalkSport's John Dunn.
10 minutes gone here. Morecambe 0, Stoke 0. A quiet start on a very sunny evening here on the coast. Morecambe unchanged following the defeat on Saturday at Peterborough. Without a win, without a goal. There was some good news a few hours before kick-off. They announced the permanent signing of Jacob Badou on the permanent deal from Burnley. He was a popular loan signing in the second half of last season as Morecambe eased their way to safety. Stoke have made 8 changes tonight. 1 a brief chance, a half chance, and Morgan Fox glancing header at the near post following a Stoke corner, but that was well wide. 10.5 gone. Morecambe 0, Stoke 0.